Okay, that's better. So first on our agenda is the national anthem, and I'm going to play that now. So just let me share my screen so that everybody can enjoy our national anthem. Okay.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribes and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace, oh, back to honor it, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant these our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
Okay, there you have it.
Underwater. I just didn't realize I was.
There you have it. So we're going right on our program. The next agenda of our program is an introduction. So thank you very much for taking our time to join us for this very important session targeting women across Nigeria and across the globe. This month, women are being celebrated, and we thought of our own way of adding value to women as the Nutrition Society of Nigeria. So today, we'll be discussing breast cancer, role of nutrition in its prevention and management. I believe most of us must have either known or heard about breast cancer challenges. While I do not preempt the speakers, may I crave your indulgence to listen throughout this session. Okay, so I'll go ahead to introduce our first speaker. Like I mentioned earlier, we don't want to take so much of your time. We respect your time. It's a work day. And so we're just going straight into it. And as people join in, they can join us from wherever they meet us in this session. My name is Oganefega Ofili, and I'm the MC for this event. Okay, so our first speaker, we have two sessions today. The first presentation is going to be taken by our own Dr. Chioma Imawachukwu. She will be taking a session titled Breast Cancer Awareness Tips. Dr. Chioma Imawachukwu is a nutritionist and life coach with over 3 decades of promoting nutrition with her team in Africa. Kindly join me, make welcome Dr. Chioma Imawachukwu. You're welcome, ma'am. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ofili, for that introduction. I appreciate it and want to say Well, from whichever part of the globe you are joining, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and maybe good evening. So I want to welcome you all. Like she has said, I have a very brief presentation. It's just going to be for a few minutes. Then just going to be for a few minutes. Then the second presenter will come. Please tell me when you see my slides. Can you see my slides and can you hear me well?
Yes, we can see your
We
slide.
can, my dear.
Yes,
Yes,
we can hear you.
Yes,
All
we
right.
can see your slides. Yeah.
All right. So I'm just going to be very brief and straight to the point. Today we are doing this, like she has said, in honor of our women, because breast cancer is something that cuts across women, childbearing, younger women, even at menopause. You see breast cancer, rearing its head. So today we may not be too technical, but we are going to give you information that will help you to identify breast cancer and know what you can do. I don't pray that we have it, but then it's also important that we have information. So we are going to look at, give a little introduction, then we give some tips around breast cancer, what is it and all that. Then we talk about what we need to be doing for ourselves, which is self-breast examination. We look at the risk factors and then we conclude. Breast cancer is termed a disease of affluence. And for us in low and middle income class, we are worried because in as much as it is a disease of affluence, the 70% of cancer, every cancer cell, every cancer death, the 70% of it occur in an environment where you have low and middle income. I remember it is called disease of affluence, but then it's killing people from low and middle income. So that's why we feel that the best gift we can give to our women in commemoration of this Women's Month is to talk about this menace that is challenging everybody. So we have also seen that breast cancer and whatever cancer is, has 80 to 90% of it as a result of what we do to ourselves. 80 to 90% of the cause is what we do to ourselves. And I think if that is the case, it's something that would interest us to know. What are these things we do to ourselves that will predispose us to breast cancer? And then breast cancer, as we know, affects the breasts. Is a typical cancer that develops, from our breast cells. All right, so can you hear me, please? Have
Yes,
I lost everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We can hear you clearly.
All right. Okay, so like we said, it's a cancer that affects the breast cells. So you see, if you are seeing my screen, you will see that for the normal breast cells, all the cells are the same. They are alike, But in breast cancer, there's a disruption, sorry. In breast cancer, there's a disruption. You can see that the abnormal cells are different. They are not all together and the same shape, the same form. There's something that, is happening around it. And that's why we really need to know when the breast cells in our breast is normal and when something, out of place is happening. So it's easy for us to detect it and see what, we can do for ourselves. We still continue to talk about breast cancer. It is the most common cancer that is diagnosed in women. The most common, more common than cervical cancer and other cancers you see in women. And it accounts for more than 1 in 10 new cancer diagnoses I'm going to share a research finding to buttress this point. Breast cancer is the second most common cause of cancer deaths among women worldwide. And we have also seen that the risk factors of breast cancer, they have all been well established. So when we know those risk factors, it is easy to know what to do, because it said where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. But when you know what happens, then we can actually try to a large extent to prevent it. I just want to share a research that was done in year 2000, and 600,400 people were involved, and we saw the rate of different cancers, the incidence of breast cancer. You can see there that breast cancer was 30% of of all the cancers. You can see the different types: digestive, respiratory, and genital. You can see all of them. Breast cancer topped them. It's to 30% of that pie chart. So we know that when we reduce the risk, it also, to a large extent, reduces the incidence. And breast cancer, is not something, it's not like malaria. It's not like a respiratory, like that kind of respiratory that just comes up. It's something that evolves silently. It is there, evolves silently. But when we do routine screening, we can pick it out. And that is actually what is helping them. We said that breast cancer is an affluence disease. But because they involve themselves in this routine screening, they are able to find it when it's just beginning to rear its head. And then, without screening, breast cancer is often detected, as a palpable breast mass. You can see it popping its head, and it is different from the way the other cells in the breast appear. So we can also pick it from palpating our breasts. So this is just to put it briefly, some of the risk factors, causes and risk factors of breast cancer. Where when a mammogram is done, if the breast density is increased, where you have less fatty tissue, then it is one of the risk factors of breast cancer. Prolonged use of oral contraceptives. Some people, they may be playing with pills, but they don't know that they are just predisposing themselves to breast cancer. Some menopausal women can also be taking injections, to replacement therapy, hormone replacement therapy after menopause. It can predispose one to breast cancer. Then alcohol intake, tobacco, these are all predisposing factors. Early menstruation, late menopause, and obesity, overweight, can also predispose people to breast cancer. Late childbearing, gene mutation, family history of breast cancer. And what happens is, all those ones that we cannot change our family history, but we can, okay, someone in my family has had breast cancer, then the person will continue, routinely check herself to ensure that it is nipped at the bud when it begins to rear its head. All right, so we have looked at these factors. Some of them are in our hands. Some of them are what we can actually avoid. Some of them are hereditary. Those ones you cannot do anything. But then by checking yourself, you can be able to pick it out. So we look at how we can self-examine ourselves. How we can, self-examine our breasts. A breast self-examination is a step-by-step method. You do it one step after the other one to examine your breast. And then you do it by looking at your breasts and feeling your breasts regularly. You know, so when you do it regularly, you will surely notice when there is an abnormality. So you can begin to say, no, this is not how this part of my breast used to feel when I check it. So you begin to know that something is happening there, and you now take the necessary steps. It also helps you to be familiar with your own breast when you routinely do self-breast examination. And it is better. It's not every day that you will be examining your breast, palpating it. You can do it once a month. And it is better to be done after each menstruation. After each menstruation, you check your breast. And then if, for people that don't menstruate again, menopausal women, and those that have irregular periods, they can pick a day of the month, maybe the first day of the month or the last day of the month, or, you know, whatever works for them. But they have to get a day when they will, you know, they will be checking or palpating or examining their breasts. So like we said, it is not a haphazard movement. It is something that goes step by step. All right. Can you hear me, please? Am I still audible enough? Dr.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
you are. Yes, you are.
All right.
Yes,
Yes,
you're
you
very
are.
audible.
All right.
Well done. We can help.
All right. So we see, we look at the steps to self-examine our. Like I said, when cancer is something that grows silently, and it's not like malaria that just comes like that. So it's over time, is there hidden, locking itself in the breast tissue, and then starts coming little by little. So our routine is to put our arms on the hips, stand in front of a mirror, and look for signs like dimpling, bulging of the skin, redness, soreness, rashes, or swelling. You just put your hand by your hips and look at the mirror and just observe your breast. Just observe your breast. So after that, you raise your hands up. Raise your two arms up, you know, over your head, and look for the same signs, the same dimpling, bulging, redness, soreness, and all that. You just check it. Then with your arm still over your head, look for any signs of fluid coming out of your nipple, you know, from both nipples. You can check, you know, some people, their nipples secretes some fluids. So you can carefully check while you have your hands over your head. Then you lie down on your back, you know, use your right hand to feel your left breast. While you, after that, you exchange, use your left breast to feel your right breast. And you have to keep your fingers flat. I don't know if you are seeing me. You keep your fingers flat. And then, first of all, you start from, this is how you lie down and raise your hand, lie flat on the back with left arm overhead and a pillow, you know, just to support yourself. And then you start feeling it. Then you will start from the outer part. Just like you can see, just like you can see from this picture, you start from the outer side to feel, to press your breast, feel it, feel it, feel it. You know, you press your breast, you feel it round. And after that, you do another 1 inch inner and feel it in a circular pattern. Feel it again before you now feel around the nipple. It is very important that we do this. And as you do it routinely, definitely whenever there is a change or something that feels odd, you will know, no, this is not the way my normal breast tissue, you know, is palpated. Something is raising its head. And you begin to you begin to, know that something is actually out of place, So when you feel your breast in the shower, it's always better because when the skin is wet and slippery, it's easier, to feel those breast tissues, So when you are done with the right hand feeling the left breast, you do it again for the left breast, you do it again for the right breast with the right hand, feeling round in a circular pattern, just the way and cyclical, just the way we had or we are showing there. Please, it's not every lump that is cancer. We have to know that. So not when you see lump, you go and start panicking. No, it could be just a benign lump. It could just be, sometimes too, some of these lumps can resolve on their own. I hope let's please know that and not say, oh, by any time you see any little lump, you feel that you have breast cancer. No, please. All right. Have I lost everybody?
We're with you, ma'am. 5 minutes.
We are with you.
All right.
Together.
All right. So we look at the prevention. Like we have said that 80 to 90% of cancers and its causes is due to what we do to ourselves. Then we have to look at prevention, of breast cancer. And we are saying here that breast cancer prevention starts with healthy habits. Breast cancer prevention starts with healthy habits. So for us to reduce the risk of breast cancer, we also need to do all of these. For those that take alcohol, sometimes when I go to parties and I see the way some women take alcohol, it bothers me. Sorry, I'm not trying to, pick on anybody, but we just have to limit because of our health. We just have to limit our alcohol consumption, quit smoking, do a careful breast examination monthly, like we said, and then physical exercises, do it regularly. You can do in your house. You can even climb stairs, you run upstairs, up, down, up, down, up, down. Probably you live in a place where it's not safe to go outside. You can do that inside the house. You can get a skipping rope. You can just, dance. There are so many things, but do something that will help you to sweat out and also, to stir up your cells. Then, if there's any issue, please consult your doctor. Assuming you feel any lump or whatever after the breast examination or mammogram or something, don't just sweep it under the carpet. Consult your doctor so that they can start early treatment. Then, to a large extent, let's control our body weight. You should know. If you don't know by now, please, after this meeting, try and know what should be my ideal body weight with my height, my age, and everything. What is my ideal body weight? So you know what you are looking at, and try to control your body weight. Don't eat late, try to engage yourself in exercises and other things. Then we need to eat healthy. We need to eat healthy and adequate diet. The diet that is adequate for us, for our height, for our gender and everything. We need to eat adequate diet. These are some of the ways we reduce the risk factors. I wouldn't want to go much into diet because I know that our state nutrition officer is going to handle that, for us. All right, so as I conclude, like I said, this is going to be a very brief presentation. Breast cancer survival rates have been increasing. That should assure everyone. The survival rates have been increasing. Research also shows that lifestyle changes can lower the chances of getting breast cancer. And like I said, 80 to 90% are in our hands. What are those little lifestyle changes from what we have looked at that you need to make as an individual that will help you and not expose you to breast cancer? So even people that they have family history, they can manage themselves and not get breast cancer, because family history just means that the person is predisposed to it, but you don't have to trigger it through our, the way of our lifestyle. Early detection by way of summary gives a better outcome. If it is detected early, if we palpate, our breast and is detected early, it has a better outcome and it will not necessarily kill people. And you see that this reduction is because of the widespread support for breast cancer that people are having. There's a lot of support, there's a lot of awareness, there are a lot of things people are doing now. So that's why the survival rate is actually going up. Early detection, is also going up, and people don't necessarily have to die from breast cancer. Having said that, I want to thank you very much for listening, and I hope you will stay true so we get the nutritional part of this presentation. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Wow. Thank you so much. Please use your emojis. Let's drop a clap in the chat room, everywhere. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Choma, for this wonderful session.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I'll just try to give a brief highlight of what we've just listened to. The topic was breast cancer awareness tips, taken by Dr. Choma Emma Wachuku. She mentioned that 80 to 90% of the causes of cancer is depending on what we do, kind of lifestyle, the kind of lifestyle we have. And that's quite huge, 80 to 90%. The causes and risk factors were mentioned and shared with us: prolonged use of oral contraceptive, alcohol intake, and many other risk factors. Some of them are genetic that we cannot do anything about, but most of them are things that we can do something about. She mentioned breast self-evaluation. Please, can we mute, when you join the group, kindly mute your mic. Thank you. When you join the meeting, sorry. Okay. Breast examination at least once a month. It's important. Not every lump is a cancer, so don't be afraid just because you notice something. Go see a medical doctor. Prevention starts with healthy habits, so exercise, eating healthy, and other actions that Dr. Choma mentioned. Survival rates is good that you also mentioned that survival rates have been increasing and owing mostly to lifestyle changes. Thank you so much, Dr. Choma, for your session. So like I dropped in the chat room, we're going to take questions at the end of the second session. So for now, we're going to go into straight into the second session so that we have all the information. Please, can you mute your mic? Kindly mute your mic. Caroline, please. My co-host, you help me mute people too. You have the power to do that. Okay, so we're going straight to the next session, and I'm so excited because we're going to be looking at the role of nutrition in prevention and management of breast cancer. And our speaker is already here. We're so grateful for this partnership with the Lagos State government, and we have Mrs. Fadairo Taiwo, the State Nutrition Officer, Lagos State Ministry of Health, who is going to be taking us on this second presentation titled The Role of Nutrition in Prevention and Management of Breast Cancer. You're welcome, ma'am. I yield the mic to you. Please, let's use our emojis to welcome her. You can unmute your mic, ma'am. thought she was here a minute ago. Okay, I think she's joining back. Maybe some technical challenges. So thank you. Thank you I see people already dropping emojis. You can also drop your questions if you have any. Thank you. Okay. We'll just give a few minutes to our next speaker to join the room back. I think she was here just a few minutes ago. I think she's trying to come back. Just a few minutes, okay? Okay, so if there are questions, actually, if there are questions, you can actually drop, if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat room. And then while we, oh, she's back, okay? Let me do the introduction again, just in case she didn't hear earlier. So we're very excited to have Mrs. Fadairo Taiwo, the State Nutrition Officer of Lagos State Ministry of Health, take the next session titled The Role of Nutrition in Prevention and Management of Breast Cancer. You are welcome, Ma. The mic is yours. You can unmute, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. So sorry, I've been having issues with my the presentation of my slide, but I've sent it to Dr. Nwachukwu.
Okay.
Dr. Chioma, can you help me to project it?
Okay, that would be great. Okay.
Hello.
I'm sure she would. You can go ahead.
I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Speaking about the role of nutrition. Hello?
Yes,
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay.
Is anybody sharing?
To
Please,
speak
can you
about the
release
role of...
share? Someone is sharing, so it's not allowing me to share.
Nobody's sharing.
Okay. Okay. You have it on your WhatsApp,
Yes,
ma?
I have it. It's just to share it. Share.
Oh,
There's nobody sharing anything. So maybe you just try again or send it to me. Let me try.
All right.
Okay. So I can continue.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
so
please.
Speaking about the role of nutrition in breast cancer prevention and management, the first speaker has already told us a lot. She has deep dive into cancer, breast cancer, what it takes, how we can detect it, and all that. So we just go straight into the nutrition aspect of it. We all know that cancer is a group of disease characterized by uncontrolled cell growth, which can spread to other parts of the body. But proper nutrition plays a critical role in cancer prevention, treatment, and recovery. So, meaning that the effect of adequate nutrition in breast cancer treatment cannot be overemphasized. In addition, diet therapy in cancer focuses on maintaining adequate and modified diet to enhance treatment efficacy, management symptoms, and improve the quality of life of survivors. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
We can hear you and your screen being shared.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So the third slide, talking about role of nutrition in breast cancer prevention, management, and treatment. We know that, just as I said earlier, inadequate diet and some cooking practices can bring forth the risk of cancer onset, while malnutrition negatively alter drug-nutrient interaction. And drug-nutrient interaction is the basics for treatment, prevention, and survival.
And this is all
so in effect, we are saying
just coming up and across.
So what we are saying in effect is adequate nutrition is very, very essential. Prevent cancer, management of cancer, and even healthy life of the survivor. So, and we have heard earlier that treatment outcome and management of survivor has improved along the decades, and because of early, if cancer is detected early enough. So management of a survivor is made easier with adequate diet and diet modification. That is modifying our diet in a way that it will conform to the acceptability and ability to consume those diets by the patient. So role of diet and nutrition in cancer, we have nutrition is essential for maintaining overall health and supporting the body's antigen and antibodies to fight and overcome cancer. So the role of nutrition include in prevention, adequate diet that is rich in antioxidants, that is rich in fiber and healthy fat can reduce the risk of cancer development. That means if we have adequate diet that is rich in super antioxidant, a lot of added antioxidant, it will help to reduce the risk of cancer. And that's what we see in some of us when you make warm lime, a lot of us, you will see us taking warm lime with the lime cut into pieces, the back still there, putting a little warm water, making juice out of it. That juice, we are not taking it for the vitamin or minerals, but to increase the level of antioxidant, which help to reduce and combat any unwanted oxidative reaction in the body. So antioxidant is a very powerful nutrient that help to prevent cancer, either breast cancer or any form of cancer, because it combats unwanted oxidative reaction in the body. And support during treatment with chemotherapy and radiation, adequate nutrition also plays another vital role. That is, food can be modified to suit the patient's consumption pattern and can also be broken down into smaller pieces so that the body can utilize the nutrients in that food. So that comes under modification of diet during treatment. And during recovery and rehabilitation, good nutrition also aids faster recovery post-treatment, maintaining weight and muscle mass, and reducing the risk of reoccurrence. So in essence, we are saying that adequate nutrition is very, very vital and essential at all levels, either for prevention, either for treatment and management, or for prevention of relapse. So if we look at nutrition, we know there are underlying symptoms. Cancer shows some underlying symptoms, and the effects are seen in nutrition. For instance, loss of appetite. At that stage, when someone has cancer, either breast cancer, ovarian cancer, or any form of cancer, it gets to a period when food intake becomes unappealing. Quantity and frequency of feeding definitely reduces, and this affects such a person's nutrition. Then weight loss and muscle wasting. It's also attributed to poor nutrition status, where the BMI we have gone to underweight, poor dietary allowances, which does not conform with the body need. That means the body is wasted already, underweight are setting, meaning that the recommended daily dietary allowance or that nutrient quantity that the body needs to maintain and to fight diseases are no longer there. So nutrition, good and adequate nutrition needs to come in there. Then taste alteration, that's metallic taste to certain food, leading to avoidance and non-consumption of necessary diet. A lot of patients face this taste alteration. That's an effect of nutrition. Then nausea and vomiting, which reduces food tolerance and intake of nutrient. When a person starts vomiting and having nausea, definitely all the food that the person like taking before adequate nutrition will be difficult to maintain. So such a person will find it difficult to even tolerate mouth sores and dry mouth are also another adverse effect of food intake. Chewing and swallowing becomes very, very difficult. That is, chewing and swallowing becomes difficult. Then difficulty in swallowing hinders food consumption pattern as well. Diarrhea and constipation, which is another form of symptom caused by cancer, affects food choices and regular meals. When somebody's passing loose stools, constipation is setting in, definitely nutrition is adversely affected. Weakened immune system, which is as a result of inadequate nutrition and recommended dietary allowance, that's RDA, in the diet due to prolonged non-intake of adequate diet, we also bring about nutrition effect on the body and weakened immune system. So looking at all these symptoms, how can we manage them? How can we manage the system? I mean, how can we manage these side effects with true diet? Number one, in the course of breast cancer, when all these symptoms set in, for instance, loss of appetite. If there's a loss of appetite, the patient can have small but frequent meals. The meal should be dense, high calorie, high protein meals that are already modified. You modify them if it is definitely we are not talking about fried yam, or we are not even talking about plantain chips. Those are not things we are talking. We are talking about modified diet. The person can go on semi-liquid, even if it is fruit, something like carrots. The person feels like taking, it should be blended, made into smoothie or size reduce. That's modifying it so that the person can easily take. So for loss of appetite, small but frequent meals will help to reduce that. Then nausea and vomiting. Dry foods like crackers, a little of toast, ginger tree, then avoiding strong odor or strong flavor foods will help to curtail nausea and vomiting. We help to control it so that the patient can take in as much as possible small but frequent meal. Then in the case of diarrhea, we have low fiber. That diarrhea, if low fiber diet is recommended, adequately rehydrating, because somebody that has diarrhea definitely is losing a lot of fluid, and we know during cancer, especially breast cancer, you lose fluid, so we need to rehydrate. So high fiber diets should be reduced in diarrhea cases, in cancer, adequate hydration, and avoidance of spicy and fatty food to curtail and reduce diarrhea. Then for constipation, which is another effect of breast cancer, we have high fiber diet. If the patient is constipated, we should increase high fiber. Fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables can have a lot of those high fiber. Green leafy vegetables, we have them that are not blanched. Then we can talk about having pawpaw, pineapple, all our fruits will go a long way to reduce constipation. And if oranges has to be taken, it should be eaten together with the fiber. All the fiber, all the inside, not only the juice is expected to be taken in orange, just to reduce constipation. Then increase fluid intake. For mouth sores, soft, bland food is recommended. avoid acidic and flat, spicy food. Then for taste changes, that's when the taste bud is affected. Use herbs, spicy, yeah, and flavors. Just flavors, especially natural flavors like ginger should be added to meal. We have our locust beans should be added just to add flavor to the food so that the patients can consume and the taste changes can be reduced. Then looking at dietary recommendation for cancer prevention and management. What are the recommended diets during cancer to help increase our antigens and antibodies in the body so that we can combat and ensure that the body immunity rises and fights and combats that of cancer? One, for cancer prevention through diet, we have a healthy diet can help reduce cancer risk, just as said earlier. So by consuming a variety of fruits and vegetables, fruit and vegetables is very, very essential because they are rich in antioxidants, especially walnuts, garden egg, warm lemon juice, just as said earlier, they are all rich in antioxidants. And as said earlier, antioxidants are there to help break any unwanted oxidative reactions in the body, because it is these oxidative reactions that occur that make some cells join together and result into tumors, result into unwanted growth that we call cancer, especially in breast cancer. So consume a high variety of fruits and vegetables that are rich in antioxidants, vitamins, and phytochemicals. And we have said examples: walnut, green garden egg, warm lemon juice, a whole lot of them. We have them in Nigeria. So we can tap into any of the fruit that are in season for prevention. Then increase fiber intake. Whole grains should be taken. Legumes, nuts, and seeds are very, very vital, and they are very, very essential and recommended. Then limit processed and red meat. Red meat, we should cultivate the habit of substituting that with fish, but not those oily fish like catfish. Talking about Titus fish is okay. Titus fish is crazy. All these scaly fish that do not have strong high fats, they are all recommended instead of red meat. Then we should try to avoid or remove alcohol totally. Alcohol should be avoided. Then avoid excess sugar and refined carbohydrates. We can do without sugar, avoid it, excess sugar and carbohydrate, because these are triggers. They trigger cells. Then stay hydrated. Should drink at least 2 to 3 liters of fluid daily. That's a measurement like 8 to 12 cups of water daily. It's something one can do, especially during the sunny weather, when some people can even take as much as 14. Before you know it, you have even passed the recommended level. So patients should stay hydrated at all times, because body fluids are lost in breast cancer, so it needs to be replenished. So there are some avoidable cooking practices that one can tap into that can prevent cancer and that can make one derive all the fiber, all the minerals and vitamins that the body needs to help increase immunity. Just as said, immunity, cancer cells, cancer stabilizes when the immunity is low. So if we can improve on our cooking practices to ensure that we derive all the necessary nutrients from food, making sure that our food is adequate enough, we'll be able to build our antigens and antibodies that can combat and prevent cancer. For instance, blanching of vegetables. We don't blanch vegetables anymore. Just make sure that the vegetable is well washed before cutting, wash thoroughly under running water, cut into smaller pieces, then just add directly to the stock. Maybe the stock of your meat, fish, whatever we want to add with a little oil, just add the vegetable straight. You don't add, you don't rinse in hot water or blanch in water anymore. Then heat drying of vegetable is also not accepted because most of the heat liable minerals and vitamins would have gone with the vapor. Then bleaching of oil is not acceptable as well because the vitamin A in that oil would have been eroded. We also have some drying of salt by some people. So nowadays we have salt that are sold in small bits of 200 naira, 300 naira that you can store in the house, and that salt will not become moist. It won't absorb water. Before you start doing that, you are done with it. So we have salts in small bits that are sold in the market. So heat or sun drying of salt is not advisable because it will help us to not to gain the iodine nutrient that is needed in our diet. Then replacing salt with seasoning. There are some homes that seasonings, all these seasonings have replaced salt. It is not supposed to be because all these seasonings at the end of the day may not allow us to benefit the iodine content of salt. So seasoning should not replace salt. Salt has its own advantages. So the nutrient is needed. So use of potash. This is why it is in red. Potash. It some studies are saying that potash triggers cancer cells. So to prevent cancer, avoid the use of potash. In fact, in various homes these days, people hardly use potash. You can make your okra soup without potash. You can make your ewedu, fine ewedu without potash. You can cook your beans without potash. Some people add potash to ensure that the beans softens. Either you add potash to your beans or you don't. The beans will still soften at the normal time. So don't let us deceive ourselves. Let's eliminate the use of potash. In Yoruba, we call it con. It is no longer advisable because some studies are showing that potash is one of the triggers for cancer. The use of paracetamol tabs to soften meat. These are mostly done by commercial food sellers, and all these practices were said to trigger cancer cells. So it should be avoided. Other hazardous chemicals, we have been seeing it on internet. Some people using detergents, some all those things, they shouldn't be encouraged. All these avoidable cooking practices can help to prevent cancer in the body. We also have tips: use of iodized salt, just as said earlier, we should encourage the use of iodized salt just to make our meal adequate enough in salt. Then add salt when food is almost done so that you don't overcook the food and the salt, so that the iodine in there can still be beneficial to the body, to add to the nutrient that is needed in the body. The natural seasons are best. Easy locust beans, our ogiri, even ginger, garlic. We can use them as seasoning, natural. So they will help to prevent cancer. Then avoid the use of potash, just as I said earlier. Then heating of food in microwave. We need to be very careful. Microwave makes use of electromagnetic waves, and food should be heated in microwave inside microwave safe utensils and lids. Microwave safe utensils and lids when using the microwave. Some people have even discontinued the use of microwaves in home. But if we must use it, let's ensure that food are well covered in microwave safe utensils. Then, if we look at diet therapy on its own, in summary, we are saying energy and protein needs in the rehabilitation of cancer patients in breast cancer. High calorie and high protein diet is recommended. That's to make sure that the wasted body mass is quickly regained. Then protein sources, good protein sources, we have lean meat, poultry, fish, we have egg, we have dairy, we can milk, we can take yogurt, we can take cheese. Then legumes, plant protein. Plant protein is also very nice. Plant protein, the nuts and seed. They are things, they are food that can be modified for people that are undergoing treatment in cancer, breast cancer. Then energy dense food is also encouraged. We can get them from fruits and vegetables, can get them from our whole grains. We can encourage use of olive oil, nuts, pulses, and all that. They will help with the diet modified. It will help to quickly improve the immunity of the body for quicker recovery and management. Then we have protein as essential nutrient for cancer patients due to its numerous roles. For breast cancer patients, protein is very, very essential because one, body tissue repair and healing. It supports recovery from surgery and treatment induced tissue damage. Definitely, all this chemotherapy and radiation, it's after in the treatment, it also damages some vital cells in the body. But increasing our protein level, increasing our protein in the diet will help to build all these denatured cells, all the cells that have been damaged, so that the body will not be wasted. The muscles of the body will be quickly repaired to reduce underweight. Then muscle mass maintenance, that's prevent muscle wasting, just as said, and maintain strength, give strength to the patient. Then immune function, yes, protein also serves to improve immunity. It enhances the body ability to fight infections and inflammation. So it helps to control that. That's the role of protein in cancer, breast cancer treatment. Then hormone and enzyme production. Protein also helps to do that. Protein-rich foods. That's milk, that's cheese, that's meat, fish, and other even plant protein. They help the body to build the hormones and reactivate enzymes production. It supports metabolic functions necessary for treatment. That's to ensure that the cancer patient's immunity is able to withstand the rigor of treatment and management. Then protein sources, just as said, we have limits, we have poultry, we have dairy, we have egg, legumes, and all that. They are very, very essential. Then hydration is also another important aspect. The cancer patients need to be hydrated at all times. And just as said, patients should drink at least 2 to 3 liters of fluid daily to prevent dehydration. This is an equivalent of 8 to 12 glasses of water per day or more, as much as the patient can tolerate. And this is small quantities with more frequency. Then recommended fluid includes water, clear broth, herbal teas, coconut water, very, very good because it's very, very rich in antioxidant. Then avoid sugary drinks, just as I said earlier, avoid sugary drinks. All these carbonated drinks are not recommended. They are not. Instead, we should take natural juice from fruits and vegetables. Then excess caffeine and alcohol are not recommended. In fact, caffeine and alcohol should be avoided in breast cancer treatment. Then there are some specialized diets for breast cancer patients, depending on how it is recommended or how the patient wants it. But out of these three, these are the neuropenic diet, we have the ketogenic diet, and we have the Mediterranean diet. We always nutritionists, we advocate for Mediterranean diets because they are diets that are rich in fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are very rich in antioxidants, and the antioxidants are the nutrients that play that key role of preventing unwanted oxidative reactions in the body that results into cancer. Antioxidant will help to further break, help medicines, help drugs to further reduce and combat unwanted oxidative reactions in the body. So Mediterranean diets are rich in fruits and vegetables. They are recommended. They are rich in whole grains, maize. Even if you want, we need to do half from maize. Should make sure that the blended corn or maize is not sieved. These days, we don't sieve anymore. Even when you are making your yam flour, you don't sieve anymore. You cook directly so that you can benefit from that fiber that the body needs. Then healthy fats, we can get this from fruits, from avocado and all that. Then associated with better outcome. We said Mediterranean diets are very much associated with better outcome of breast cancer treatment. Then post-treatment and survivorship nutrition. After treatment, cancer survivors should adopt a lifelong healthy eating pattern to reduce reoccurrence risk and maintain overall well-being of the body. We have follow a predominantly plant-based diet. Plant-based diet. That means we should increase the intake of fruits and vegetables. Not saying that we shouldn't take staples, or not saying that we shouldn't take protein. We should just ensure that fruits and vegetable take a larger portion of our food. For instance, if we want, if the person can take 4 wraps of solid food, either amala, eba, or whatever before, that 4 wraps should be reduced to 2 wraps. Definitely, small, at least at that period, the patient will not be able to take large quantity, but small quantity with frequent intake. So what we are saying is vegetable soup should take another important larger quantity of the food. So you reduce the carbohydrate intake and increase the vegetable intake of food. Then consume lean protein and healthy fats. If we must take fat, let's ensure it is healthy fat, not fat that has been saturated, not saturated fat, not food that are rich in unsaturated fat, like fat from animals are recommended. We can take fat from fruits and like avocado, and we can also take from plants. Our coconut, our granules, they are rich in fats, edible fats. Then engage in regular physical exercise, just as the first presenter deep dive during our presentation. Then maintain a healthy weight. She also said that we should ensure we exercise regularly and incorporate anti-inflammatory food into our diet. That's to reduce chronic inflammation and reoccurrence of risk. Anti-inflammatory nutrients are very essential at this point during management, during during survival after treatment. So they are very essential. So in conclusion, we are advocating proper nutrition and diet therapy, diet modification. That is adequate nutrition that is balanced and at the same time adequate enough, that has all the classes of food. We have staple, we have legumes, high, very rich in leafy vegetables, minerals and vitamin, leafy vegetable, vitamin A rich fruits and vegetables, and hydration, water, and other fluids, very essential in nutrient. That's during prevention, for prevention of breast cancer, and even during modification, during treatment. Modification of diet is very essential during treatment, because because of the symptoms, that the effect of the symptoms that affects nutrition, just as said earlier, that will be affecting the patient's nutritional intake, just like reduced taste bud, when the patients will not really fancy to eat, where the patients will be having nausea and vomiting, food modification will play a very, very vital role during management, because the food will be size reduced. The food may be in fluid portion, not coarse, not high. We should ensure that the food will be modified to suit the ability to ingest and the ability to utilize the food by the body. So it's very, very essential. So proper nutrition and diet therapy play a vital role in cancer prevention, in cancer treatment, and recovery processes. It improves greatly drug nutrient interaction that aids better recovery. Even if the patient is undergoing any management, chemotherapy or anything, drug nutrient interaction is very, very essential. So the nutrition of that patient is very, very vital. It cannot be overemphasized. By maintaining an adequate diet, staying active, and making informed food choices, cancer patients can survive, especially breast cancer patients and survivors can improve their overall well-being and enhance the quality of life. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you so much. A round of applause. Please drop the emoji, the clapping emoji. Thank you so much. This was solid master class. Those for who are not nutritionists, those even nutritionists are going to be learning. Must have learned a lot from this session. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking your time to go through this with us. So we have some questions already dropping. I saw one earlier, so I'll just. I think somebody asked mentioned something about a sibling having breast cancer, and the person wanted to know if, because one of the predisposing factors that was mentioned, Dr. Choma, you can come into, is hereditary gene. So the person wanted to know if she's also going to have cancer. I don't know if any of our speakers can just respond. I'm still looking for the question so that I can read exactly.
I got the question.
Awesome, okay.
I got the question. She said, my sister had cancer. Does it mean I can have it? If that's the question you're talking about.
Yes, that's the question.
That's the question.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's something actually that can give one concern if after this study you observe that you have a sister, that has had cancer, a mom or something like that. But remember that what we said is that it's a predisposing factor. It's a predisposing factor and it's not cast on stone. It doesn't mean that you must have it, but it calls for attention and for you to do things differently, that you are not careless about some of these thoughts, and that also check your breast and all these things that we are talking. You are intentional about how you handle yourself. So I think that is what should be more important than thinking that you will get it. I hope that has answered your question.
Yeah, then in addition, nutritionally, in addition, don't be scared. We said to prevent, even those that do not have the genetic history of cancer, everybody is prone to it. So what we do is to ensure that you start taking fruits and vegetables, at least as adults. Ensure in a day you take fruits and vegetables twice in a day, and ensure that those high antioxidant rich foods are taken. Something like walnuts, if it is in season, eat as many as possible. Garden egg, if it is in season, take as much as possible. You can cook it and make it into sauce, but better still, you can take it as snacks. Eat it raw. That's when you will get the whole of the antioxidant. Then we can also engage in maybe twice weekly or twice weekly warm lemon juice. Warm lemon juice. The lemon, you will not cut out the what do we call it, the back of the lemon. Just rinse the lemon, cut it into 4 bits, like 4 pieces, put it in a clean water bottle, add warm water, allow it to settle and sip. You can sip it for the whole day, maybe, and ensure you do that twice or thrice in a week. It will help to prevent cancer. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the answers. We have another question from Ayomide. Please drop your questions in the chat room. We're way behind schedule. We can't allow anybody to speak. So so that we keep to time or manage our time. Ayomide, let me read the question. I have a question. This webinar is not about men, but there are rare cases of men with breast cancer. How do they go about regular check-ins personally at home, or do you have any different advice for them?
Okay, thank you, Ayomide, for your question. We don't have a different advice, just the way, you can stand before a mirror and look at your breasts, raise your hand and put your hand down by the waist and also raise it to check. Men can also do that, especially where you have incidents of breast cancer, maybe in the family or that. It's actually a very rare occurrence in men, but then a man can just look at the nipple, can just look at the breast, observe the breast and see if there are changes, and can also palpate it, but maybe not as regularly as women. So that caution can also be there.
Okay, thank you. So let me read another question from, there's no name. So I think it's in connection with the first question that we responded to. During treatment, the oncologist tells us that we should just eat anything we like. I discovered too that if you eat small portions during treatment, you would feel so terrible. So as a nutritionist, what do you say?
Well, during treatment, really, during chemo, during radiation, definitely they have side effects because most of the useful cells in the body get denatured with those treatments. So we need protein and minerals and vitamins from fruits and vegetables to ensure that these things regenerate early enough. And at that period, the side effects, those patients find it very difficult to eat, to feed large quantity at once, no matter what, the taste, all other things we set in. So we encourage small but frequent meals. Small but frequent meals. So it will start from encourage semi-liquids. If the person wants to take breakfast, it will be soft breakfast, oats, small. Even if the person in the morning can take like 4 to 5 tablespoons of oats, that person is good to go. So the next meal will now be maybe 1 hour or 1.5 hours later, depending on the body, the person. We all have different what do we call it now? Abilities to eat. Naturally, some people are heavy eaters, some people.
Okay, we seem to lost. Okay. Hello, ma'am. Are you still here? Okay.
So their food should be modified into semi-solid and frequently. So such people can eat 12 quantity and frequent meal, but with more, especially vitamin containing vitamins in foods. It will help to of such appetite of such patients. So food that are rich in minerals and vitamins will aid appetite stimulation. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for your response. Somebody asked here, how do you quantify a portion of fruits and vegetables?
Well, if we want to quantify a portion in nutrition, we use you know, our, what do we call it now? Our serving spoon. Our serving spoon. The serving spoon we use, cooking spoon. It's also our serving spoon. 1 spoon of it is a portion. So most time we always say, if during management of breast cancer, you reduce carbohydrates. That's what I said, a feast portion. We use feast to just a feast like this. That's your feast, yes, to record, to show maybe a portion of carbohydrate. For that 1 feast of carbohydrate, you need at least 2 portions of vegetable to go with it. 2 serving spoons of vegetable. That's cooking spoon, the kitchen spoons. Those ones are portions. They can use them as portions. So for a feast of carbohydrate, you need 2 spoons. That's 2 portions of vegetable.
Yeah, thank you.
In terms of fruit, just like a medium-sized apple, orange, which is 80 grams, but you don't need to bother about weight, but just a medium-sized one is a portion. And we need to get about 5 portions of this in a day. Thank you.
Thank you. So I have another question here. Please, ma, when I am close to my menstrual flow, I feel pains on my breast, and when I press it, fluid come out. This has been happening for a long time now. Is this a thing of concern? Sometimes plain fluid, sometimes like cream color. Note that I'm not on pills or anything.
Okay, naturally, the breast gets large somehow, and sometimes it can linger to the menstruation. So if fluid is coming out, I think it might be nice to talk to your doctor so they will rule out any abnormalities.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, Dr. Ifoma made a comment during your session. You mentioned something about blanching. I also was kind of, but I think I'm sure it wasn't a general statement. Maybe you provide some context for what you said here. So the comment is, I do not agree that we should not blanch green leafy vegetables like amaranthus, cause you cannot stand the acidic taste. Also, I would rather that when we talk of lime and lemon, we emphasize that it is the vitamin C in it. So I think Dr. Ifoma is just trying to say maybe we'll create some context, because we don't only have nutritionists here, we also have people who are not nutritionists. Madam Father, do you want to?
We should create a context. Why we actually say we shouldn't blanch vegetables is to ensure that we benefit as much as possible from the minerals and vitamins. You know, these days, we are no longer in the olden days where immediately the vegetable leaves the farm, it gets to our houses and it lands in our pot. Some of us buy 3-4 days vegetables from the market that would have, most of the minerals and vitamins would have escaped to ultraviolet ray actually from the sun. And when you wet it again, as they do in the market, it becomes turbid again. That it would have absorbed some other water, thereby reducing the concentration of nutrients in that vegetable. So if at the end of the day, we now see blanch such vegetable, the amount of minerals and vitamins would have also gone with them. Those are the warm water soluble minerals and vitamins. It would have been wasted with the water. Then now, after blanching, you now still put such a vegetable to heat, adding it to the stock of our pepper or the fish, everything we have with the little palm oil, adding it and heating it to some extent. So at the end of the day, we discover that at the end of the day, some of the minerals and vitamins that are there are even less than 20%. So the vegetables are only there to provide fibers. Even if majority of the minerals and vitamins are gone due to processing and blanching and cooking, we still derive fiber from it. But because we still need those vital minerals and vitamins, that's why we say we shouldn't blanch. In fact, most vegetable, ugu is not usually blanched. The only one that I know that we blanch is that vegetable that is commoner to the southwest here, which is green vegetables, and I think shoko. We call it shoko and green vegetables. Those ones, try it when you cook your green vegetable without blanching. The only thing that you will notice is that it will give a kind of bitter taste, not even acidic this time. It's a kind of bitter taste. It will look as if you actually added bitter leaf in it. So it gives another aseptic flavor to it. Yeah, so that's why I don't think it gives acidic nature, but a little bitter because I've tried it and I know it's, but when you blanch it, you won't have that bitter taste. So it's an added advantage.
Okay, thank you very much for your response. I think that context helps a lot. Osibanjo mentioned that if obesity is a predisposing factor, so this will be the last question I would read so that we can close for today. Oh, I've missed it. Okay. If obesity is a predisposing factor in breast cancer, how do we balance this with asking cancer patients to take energy-dense foods? That's question one. The next one, okay, is a suggestion that we should also have another session for men and maybe focus on prostate cancer. But the question is, how do we balance this with asking cancer patients to take energy-dense foods?
Energy-dense food. Someone that is being managed, that has cancer, definitely that cancer would have reduced the weight of that person. That person would have starved internally. Micronutrient is not only the micronutrient hidden hunger that the patient will have. Of course, the patient will also suffer physical leanness. That's wasting of basal body structure. So the patient would have been wasted, malnourished generally, let's put it that way. So if we now say the cancer patient to take energy dense diet, it's just to ensure to fill the recommended daily dietary allowance, because at that period when the patient has cancer, a lot of wasting would have taken place, a lot of minerals and vitamins and recommended daily calorie would have been lost. So in order to meet up, even daily diet cannot make such a person meet up. It's just to ensure that the person will get at least after borderline. So cancer patients definitely are wasted and they have a lot of energy loss. So if they take high dense calorie food, it will help them to boost their immunity, the immunity that has been compromised, and help to foster, to aid recovery. It will help their immunity to boost. And definitely, if the immunity is well boosted, the patient's treatment outcome will be faster and better. So that energy dense food that we are talking about is to ensure to replace lost energy. So for a cancer patient, the outcome of taking high calorie diet will not be seen in obesity, will not quickly attribute to obesity in such patients compared to someone that does not have cancer. If someone that does not have cancer take high calorie diet for a very long period of time, definitely the person will be obese. So we are talking about two different things entirely.
Thank you so much. Please drop an emoji. A round of applause to our speakers, Dr. Choma and Mrs. Taiwo Fadero. We thank you for your time. We truly appreciate it. Like I mentioned earlier in the chat, this session will be available on the NSN Lagos chapter YouTube channel. So just go to YouTube and search for NSN Lagos chapter so you can rewatch and still learn. There was a lot that was shared today, and it will take listening and listening to really catch it. So I'm going to share a video of one of our videos at the NSN Nutrition platform. So that you can see it. NSN Lagos chapter. Please subscribe. Okay. Playing the video now. Campaign for the girl child.
Break into laughter gives a great feeling. The world will be a better place to live the day the girl child knows she is treasured.
Go no further. I'm glad that International Day of the Girl Child reminds us that it is our responsibility to give them the importance they deserve and work together for their happier lives.
Did you know right nutrition education, understanding menstrual hygiene, helping them to pad up, digital and life skill training, amongst other things, promote their happier lives?
That's why we call on everyone to invest boldly in the action needed to make that change.
So, join Nutrition Society of Nigeria Lagos branch to make this dream come true, because
girls are the reason.
Girls are the reason to continue life.
Yeah.
To continue life on Earth.
To continue life on Earth.
So, there you have it. Thank you very much. I'll hand over the mic to Mrs. Amaka Wara. I'd like to mention that that video you just watched was produced by Teo Inspire International, a company that does video productions, covers events, and I happen to work there as a nutritionist. So if you need any coverage for events, I want to produce jingles and videos, reach out to us, Teo Inspire. I'm going to drop it in the group. Over to you, Amaka Wara.
Wow. Good afternoon, everyone, once again. It's really been a very great day. You all agree with me that, can you hear me, please?
Oh, yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I said it's been a great day. You all agree with me that we learned a lot today. We got a lot of information today. So I want to really appreciate our speakers for today. Our first speaker, Dr. Choma Nwachukwu, who put us through the basics of breast cancer. You agree with me that she did justice to that topic. So a round of applause to Dr. Choma Nwachukwu. And our guest speaker, Mrs. Fadairo, the State Nutrition Officer for Lagos State. Wow. I don't need anybody to confirm that she treated the topic excellently well. You will all agree with me that she did justice to it. And we want to say a very big thank you to Mrs. Fadairo for this wonderful presentation. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for making our time to come and be with us. And I know that this collaboration with Lagos State will not just end here. It will continue. And I know that we will reach greater heights together. And to other of our colleagues, Dr. Philly, and so many other people that, even the people that attended the program, the webinar, we appreciate you so much. You could have decided not to attend, but you made out your time to really gain more information on this role of nutrition in prevention and management of breast cancer. So I appreciate all of us, all the people that made out time to attend this program. I appreciate you so much. And I pray that God will bless you all. Thank you so much. Carry the message of nutrition and health all over the world. I know that as nutritionists, God will continue to help us to do justice to this assignment that we have been given. Thank you all, and may God bless you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
So the photographer in me and the producer in me wants to take a picture.
Thank you.
So if your camera can come on, I want to take a picture. Just for a few minutes.
Yes, we are there.
Camera.
Yes, now. Mr. Daniel, thank you for staying all through. Even if it wasn't speaking to men, but you stayed. You were here from the beginning. Okay, I'm seeing more cameras coming on. I'm taking the pictures. Don't ask me how I'm taking the pictures. Just smile. Thank you so much. So please follow us on all our social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day. Yeah.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. We appreciate
Bye.
you. Bye,
Appreciate
everyone.
you. Bye.
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 Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Good job, ladies.
Pero no le digas al señor Liliana sobre esto, ¿lo prometes? Thank you.
Thank you.
Sí.
Bye.
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 Sacrifica.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you all.
Okay. Okay, bye. I'm ending the meeting now.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Ophili. Thank you. You're a professional. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.